I've got my trademark talk with my CTR and subluxated lens, which I'm going to give now. So I'll start. Let's not waste any time. So first case is a lady was lying by the pool under a tree and a fruit fell on her eye. And basically it's a blunt trauma. So what happens with this kind of situation is that all the zonules get a little stretched out. She went to some doctor, put some eye drops, etc., but then landed up with us with a high IOP. Luckily, cornea was clear, and with just mannitol and Diamox, we were able to start the case. So basically, let's have a look and see what we did. This is what the case is. You can see the whole lens bag, everything is kind of subluxated upwards into the anterior chamber. So naturally, IOP will be high. So our effort is, it doesn't look like any specific subluxation. Our effort will be basically to put a CTR. So there are a few tips and tricks that we use. You make a small rhexis with a nice sharp forceps. You don't want the rhexis to run out. The reason is that then you won't have any capsular rim. You do a little bit of limited hydrodissection. Let the nucleus remain in the bag only. And remember that you have always got 5 pupil hooks. They always apply 5 pupil hooks, never 4. The 5th one is actually sub-incisional, which I never use. But here, when you're going to use it to levitate the bag like this, then you're going to use 5 hooks, because the more hooks that you use, the more stress you spread out. So the chance of the capsular rim tearing becomes nearly 0. Just use your limited amount of phaco power and just get the nuclear material out, because this is basically not a hard cataract case or how to show how chopping hard cataracts is basically a subluxated lens cause. Then you just peel the cortex off from the fornix of the bag. You have to be a little careful, go in between the hooks first and get the cortex out, because you don't want to disengage the hooks from the capsular bag. So now you're peeling the cortex off and you'll end up with a nice clear bag. This is a preloaded CTR from a company called Offtech, which I use, which is nice, smooth, never snags the bag. And it's like a one-shot insertion. It's rather idiot-proof. You just point it to the center of the bag and just keep injecting. It will come out till the end and then disengage itself. So putting a CTR becomes one shot, and in goes the IOL into the capsular bag now that it's stable. So I kept the CTR Sionis ring handy to see that would it need some suturing and stuff like that. But luckily not. This patient comes to me now after 3 years. Lens is perfectly centered. There is no donesis of a lens and capsule and nothing like that. So this was the end of this case, where sometimes you can just put simply a CTR and manage and do nothing else. Now, when you have a completely subluxated lens, should we use a ring segment or an ASIA anchor, and when is it indicated? So we all know that we have Sionis ring, which is suturable eyelet, and we have Ahmed's ring segment. And in India, we get something called a Gupta ring segment from Madhu, which is nice and cheap and cheerful, even though it's rather a large device to get into the capsular bag. And sometimes when you don't have enough capsular rim, and then you have to use other devices. Let's have a look at this. So, can you all hear my voice?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, perfect.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So, because I've put down the volume in the video. So, this is basically a subluxated lens. So, I'm just going to pause here. And the reason is that this is what we use a femtosecond cataract system for, not to do RLEs on 6x6 cases and charge 40,000 more. So basically we use a femtosecond laser, so you can get this perfect kind of punched out rhexis in a case, difficult cases like this. Imagine if this person had a harder nucleus, etc. You may not be able to get a perfect rhexis like this, but with a femto laser, you will generate this rhexis every time. You get this perfect punched out shape. Then we just use some sodium hyaluronate and create some space in the capsular bag. And in this case, I'm going to use capsular hooks like this. Once I push the cortex, I'm disengaging the cortex from the rim. So I can engage the rim of the capsular bag with capsule hooks. So I have not invented this technique. It's invented by Ike Emma. That's there on YouTube. I also saw it on YouTube and started doing it. So this is the Gupta ring segment. So it's very simple. You do all that maneuvering outside the eye and just pass the suture through the eyelet of the ring segment. and push this out of the eye about 3 millimeters behind. I don't do all this flaps and all, it's a real waste of time. You can just suture the two ends, and the knot will sit there quietly for years together and not cause any problem. Put in a capsular tension ring to stabilize the bag and put the IOL in. Now, what if you have a really poor Rexis with a small rim of capsule? What options do we have in this case? Now, in this case, you can see the femto laser has misbehaved, and instead of doing a capsular Rexis, it's done some cortical punctures. So it can actually fire on the cortex and create a pseudo capsular Rexis, but there's no Rexis there. So we are back to using our two hands, which God has given us, and taking the Rexis around, the Rexis has run away, which is why we tried to use the femto laser in the first place. Now you can pull any Rexis back in like I did, but it has gone equatorial. So the Rexis goes around, it goes down to the equator and comes back up. So you can make the Rexis go around, but now there's not enough rim of capsule. So how am I supposed to fixate this capsular bag? So out come the Prolene sutures. And that's a device called the ASIA anchor. This was version 1. I had some samples, which I finished. There's a version 2, which is 3-dimensional. Basically an ASIA anchor in 3D like that, with the legs behind like this and the legs on top. Something like Susan's paper clip. So it's just like a paper clip. So this engages that little bit of capsular rim which is there, which otherwise we don't have enough to put a capsular tension ring, will just slip off and be lying in the anterior chamber. So just use IA. Once again, this is not a hard cataract case. It's basically all clear lenses. So I can generate a good enough capsular bag. So if it had not worked and the lower legs had not snagged, I would have just done a scleral fixated lens or a glued IOL or something like that. Once again, all this making flaps and all is a full waste of time. You can just pass the needle and the thread through half thickness of sclera and just put one knot and bury that knot in that same opening, and doesn't cause any problem. So you got a nice capsular bag there, in which now we inject an IOL on top of an iris repository, because we don't want that IOL to jump open suddenly. It hits the ASIA anchor and that anchor falls off the capsular bag at this stage. Then you will be left with having to explant this IOL and do a scleral fixation. So that's the end of this case. And one, I think we are out of time now. And so let's just run through the next video in few seconds. Can we use a single piece IOL as a CTR? Yes, you can. And this technique was published by me in Archives of Ophthalmology. And this is what it looks like. This is your extreme subluxation, the proper ectopia lentis. So what you do is use capsule hooks, pull the bag up like this. Just evacuate the cortical matter and tie a Prolene stitch to this anterior loop of the lens. You can do this with any single piece. Pass the needle down the barrel of the injector. So you don't have to open the tunnel to put this lens in. Pass the needle through the eye wall about 2 millimeters behind. Basically, just go under the iris and pass the needle through. You don't really have to even railroad it, because where else is it going to? It's going to come out of the eye wall only. It's a straight needle, so you can see where it's going. Now inject in the lens. Once again, no wasting time making flaps. Just open the conjunctiva a little bit and tie it tight by passing 2 rounds through the sclera and just tie one knot. And that's the end of it. Basically, you will generate enough suture tension. You don't need a CTR, because the large loop of a single piece IOL acts like a capsular tension segment. So only a question of suturing this instead of suturing the CTR. And that's the end of it. So I've finished my talk, and that's the end of it.
Yeah. Excellent talk, Dr. Sairaj.